All right, folks, we are joined in studio by the 24th ranked player in the world, LPGA Tour winner, Bronte Law. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
First impressions walking into Barstool Sports.
I'm so happy to be here.
Okay.
And yeah, I love Barstool. You guys are great.
I was going to ask because obviously, you know, you're from England.
Uh-huh.
Barstool, I don't know how, we never know how international we are, if we're international at all. So what do you know about Barstool?
Well, I'm constantly being tagged in, videos by all my friends on Instagram, obviously. But yeah, you guys are hilarious.
We appreciate that. We'll take that.
That's a great
nice
start.
No,
Yeah.
we'll definitely
That makes me
take
feel really
I
good.
feel like that was personal to me, but I'll let you guys take it.
Like, wow, Frankie, you're so fucking funny. Yeah, you're the best.
Yeah.
You think that's how you took that?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm wearing a jacket.
Okay.
All right. We've been working today. What is it? 90 degrees outside?
No,
Yes.
it's like 78.
That's a lie.
Boy,
No,
that was a guess.
It's warm.
It's
not
like
jacket
85
weather.
degrees out, and we got this new jacket, Barstool Sports, great gear. You can get all your stuff on Barstool Sports store.
Nice, Frank.
And we did this video. They gave me a brand new jacket, so I just started wearing it. Dave's like, "What are you wearing?" Everyone's asking me what I'm wearing, so I just thought I'd lead the show by saying I'm wearing a jacket.
You're addressing the elephant in the room.
Correct.
It's 83 degrees outside, so it's too warm to be wearing that
Yeah,
jacket.
you're almost kind of dressed like you're going to like an après ski or something.
It's crazy
You
how
have this
warm
little
it is.
jacket on, and it's just hot outside. So
Wow.
it's a weird move by you. I understand that you are a fan of the Call Her Daddy girls.
I am a really big fan, yes.
You
You're
just
part of
love-
the daddy gang?
she
I
love-
am. I
Holy
bought
moly.
merch. I have merch.
What's
I
it-
have
is
a
it-
Degrade Me sweatshirt.
No.
Wow.
You walk around
I
public
walk
with
around the airport like with that on.
Holy shit.
I don't know whether I should, but
No,
Why
I think
not?
that's
I mean,
great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I bought two of my friends the Call Her Daddy hats for birthday gifts.
Okay.
Like I really
So-
am pushing like product out here.
Yeah, you're in the gang.
So we're a podcast here, obviously at Barstool, and they're a massive podcast here at Barstool, and we always try and figure out like what appeals to you about them. Like, what is it about Call Her Daddy that you're like, I can't miss an episode.
I think. Well, the worrying part is I can relate to them.
Nice.
Like me and Alison Lee, also another player
Yeah.
on LPGA, we travel a lot together, and a lot of the conversations they have,
Yeah.
I think that we have as well.
Right.
So it's just kind of funny to see that being put out into the world as
Yeah.
opposed to being like under, wraps, which
Right, and they're
our
massive superstars.
conversations
At it. I
are.
mean,
They're huge.
I mean, I walk down the street,
They're
I see
huge.
Degrade Me shirts all over the place. It's a revolution.
So Alex Cooper has Frankie. He can't go within 20 feet of her, and he legit his brain
I have
just
the
stops
yips.
working.
I
He
can't
does.
speak to
He has the yips.
I want to see this.
The other day, they were in an office, and I opened it up. I'm like, "Hello, daddy girls," and they're like, they said, "Close the door and walk away," and I was just like, "Okay," and I ran back. I mean, they're scary human beings.
What was the other time? Like they like chirped you about something on radio, and your response was like, "Yeah," and then I'd shove like my dick or something like that.
No,
you said something ridiculous.
was like, yes.
We were like, Frankie.
I don't know what happened. Like they're like, they were like, "You trying to get your dick wet?" And I was like, "I'll pull my dick out right now."
Yeah, that's what it was.
And everyone's like, no. I mean, it was bad. It was a bad moment. I mean,
That
I'm
was
getting even
incredible.
hotter in this sweater right now. I'm drinking water
It was
now.
so out of character. It's like,
And the other day, I had to get them on radio, and I was like, "Hey, Alex, this is Frankie. First off, happy birthday. And second off, I don't know why I wrote second off, but second off, like I just kept writing. I was basically typing as if I was writing.
and then you hit send.
And I hit send, and she's like, "What? No, I'm not. Don't ever text me again."
Don't ever
boy.
text me again. I love the thought of like the 24th best player in the world walking around the airport with a Degrade Me
Yeah.
sweatshirt on.
Me and Alison have matching ones, so we walk around together with them.
Yeah.
Which is
Amazing.
even better, right?
It's great.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Well, you do that, and then you come on here and talk golf,
Yeah.
which is it's the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Speak-
Speaking
we
of
do
golf,
here.
let's start with college. You guys were sick at UCLA. Let's start because I want to start with Matthew Fitzpatrick. Are you friends with Matthew Fitzpatrick?
I actually grew up playing a little bit of golf with him.
So
yeah.
you know him pretty well.
Yeah, I do.
So I hope that you had a better academic experience in college than he did, because we had him in here like 2 weeks ago, and he just told a story about how he did one semester and was like, "Yeah, no, I didn't realize you have to like go to class and do academics. I'm out."
Well, no, I did actually finish my degree, which I'm very proud of.
Right.
But I did go to class. That's what I'm supposed to say, right? I did go to class
Yep.
and
the
I
record.
studied really hard. But no, I had a really positive experience at UCLA, and really enjoyed my time there. You know, both in class and as a college student.
Was it like a huge culture shift to go from where you're from to college in California?
Yeah, I think when I first walked into my first class at UCLA, there was like 300 people there, and I think back in England there was maybe like 20 in the biggest class that I was in. So I didn't really know what to expect. I thought I'd walked into the wrong room, and there was like kind of like a concert or something. I don't know what I thought, but I walked in there and then realized that was my class, and I was like, okay, we're really doing this, So yeah.
What was the biggest difference? Was it like fashion? Because for me, like I'm from the Midwest. I ended up going to like a prep school in Connecticut for like my last 2 or 3 years, and I remember when I rolled in. I'm like Midwest, very like pretty like conservative in style. We just wore like jeans and t-shirts. I get there and guys got like pink pants and like yellow ties on and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then like 2 months later, I was like, Mom, I got to get some pink pants. These things are sick.
Yep.
So what was like the biggest, was it fashion? Like what was the biggest difference when you?
Well, as an athlete, I mean, you just end up wearing like, your athlete gear, right? So that people know that you're an athlete. And
Yep,
think
you got to
that-
show it off.
Have to.
I mean, you have to. So
UCLA's got great colors too.
we
Great.
do.
Greatest colors in the
do.
country, I think. I think we've talked about it before.
I mean, like
unbeatable.
Europe and UCLA, it's the same colors. Like
Yeah.
I just win in terms of
Europe.
like.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. So when you're not wearing your Degrade Me shirt, do you still wear like, the UCLA stuff?
I do occasionally.
You got to. It's too good.
I mean, I'm a big supporter of UCLA in all sports. Obviously, they're a school that, I mean, I think we win at everything. I don't know.
No, they're good.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
there's
they're
no
pretty
sport
good.
that they're not good at. So, I'm really, really proud of, the years that I spent there and what we achieved, and we'll always try and rep, on the golf course. I think I have my like little hat clip, my UCLA hat clip.
Yeah, you're repping.
So I'm repping, yeah.
What at what point did you? I mean, were you always like, I'm gonna be a professional golfer, or was there a point in college where you flipped a switch?
No, I definitely wasn't smart enough to, like, think about another career. It was
You're like,
golf.
oh, this better work out.
Yeah, I'm like, I have a sociology degree, and I didn't really plan on using that. I think I changed my major like 3 times as well.
Yeah.
I just really was
Whatever's gonna get that piece of paper.
I wasn't
Yeah.
passing the like requirements for the other majors, so I ended up with sociology in the end. So golf was always really like
I'm with you there. I did that too. It's like you go into your counselor, like, what's the shortest path for me to graduate with the credits that I already
Yeah.
have? Just tell me. If it's sociology, mine was English. They're just like, just do this, and
You're
you're
an
going to
English
graduate.
major?
Yeah, I was.
What'd you learn?
Shakespeare and Thoreau.
What do you do with Shakespeare?
Nothing. And I normally when you're an English major, you have
Thoreau.
you usually have like a teaching degree that goes along with it. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'll become a teacher. I didn't do that.
Right, English majors
So-
teach future English majors.
what
Yeah, I
do you know about Shakespeare then?
I forgot all of it, and I didn't graduate. So
Oh, good. Right.
I came a semester short, and then I took the job at this place, and I just abandoned all of it.
I will
As soon as-
say-
I think a lot of people do that. As soon as you walk out the
So-
door, you just forget everything.
Yep.
Totally. Trent writes for a living, and then whenever he tells people he's an English major, people look at him and go, really? Like they're stunned.
Yeah, they're stunned. And now that I've been working here for 5 years, your writing it degrades
Totally.
as you go because you write blogs.
Not in a good
It's
way
not
either.
like I used to write research papers and all
Yeah.
that. Now I'm just
There's
writing.
no thesis.
There's nothing.
No.
It's just like, look at this stupid video. LOL.
Haha.
Publish.
Publish.
Up.
So I was a sociology major too, and the only reason
See,
I know
it's the best of us. Like,
I know people are asking, oh yeah, like tell me what is sociology. I'm like, I got no idea, just legit no clue. The only reason I did it was because I took a class like my sophomore year, maybe freshman year, and I learned in that class like I could know nothing about the subject, and I could write a paper that could get at least like a B or B minus, knowing nothing.
Yeah,
And so I
that's
was-
the nice thing is it's all writing papers. So like you're not in exam rooms like doing A, B, C, D. Like
There's
take
not.
your pick.
It's not like a strong right or wrong answer. It's kind of like, all right, he like numbered the pages and wrote 7 of them. Like he's at a C already.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was.
He wrote
It's
his
great.
name correctly.
Yeah.
So
Like it's formatted. It looks like a paper. Like that's huge. That's a good start. And then I could just kind of putz my way through from there. So what was the biggest difference going from college golf, amateur golf to turning professional, playing, against pros,
playing for money.
playing? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was quite a transition. I think the reality of when it comes to Sunday and it's not just, well, I'm either in contention, I'm going to win, or actually, well, I still need to make this putt because it does make a difference whether I finish 31st or 32nd.
Right.
And I think once, you make that transition from amateur to professional, like that reality really sets in. And the sooner you can try and dissociate yourself from that, the better. Because,
which is probably really hard to do.
Yeah, that will drive you insane looking at numbers of going, oh, yeah, that putt cost me 10 grand. Cool. Yeah.
Great. No, that makes you feel really nice. I definitely won't be nervous over the next one. What was the first meaningful paycheck that you got? Was there one?
I would say Hawaii. So Hawaii was my first event that I played when I had conditional status my rookie year. So I didn't play in the first 4 or 5 events because I couldn't get into them.
Okay.
So I qualified to play in Hawaii. It was my first event, and I made the cut and finished, somewhat decent, 30th, around that number. And basically that tournament meant that I got into all of the events for the rest of the year. So I then managed to retain my card, and you could argue that Hawaii was kind of the reason that I got onto the LPGA.
Was there any big purchase that you made with your first big paycheck?
I don't know about purchases. Probably spent
outside
more
of Caller
on
Daddy's.
alcohol.
Yeah,
So
just tons of Caller Daddy merch.
Just
Totally.
Just bar tabs. That's
yeah,
it.
just bar tabs.
This one's on me.
Pretty much.
That's a good
Yeah.
answer.
I mean,
I'll say I do the same thing.
I do
now
like
that I have a job,
shoes.
that's what I buy.
I
bar
do.
tabs.
I have a weakness for shoes, so I
Really?
do spend quite a lot of money on shoes.
How many pairs of shoes do you think?
A
you have?
lot. I travel with 7 or 8 at a time, even though
Why do
I'm
you need
going
that
for
many pair of
1 or
shoes?
2 weeks.
Why do you need that many pair of shoes on a trip?
Because you never
Wearing
know.
you wearing 2 pairs of shoes in the same day? You switching halfway through
possibly.
the day? Wow.
I mean, maybe.
What kind of shoes? We talking sneakers,
Yes.
nice going out
Nice,
shoes?
both, everything.
You
You
need a
name
couple
it,
pair of everything.
I need a couple pairs of everything.
What about how many golf shoes do you pack, or do they do you
One.
meet? They meet you.
I'm if
Priorities.
these break, we have a problem.
Yeah.
So
That's incredible. You just go with what if they get soaked? What if it rains? As I say, I'm horrible at golf. I
Well-
bring 3 pair.
no, FootJoy are great golf shoes.
Look at that.
Nice plug.
That was
That's
really good.
That's incredible.
That was a pro.
No, we like FootJoy.
For sure.
There's
I agree.
nothing wrong. So you get the win this year.
Yes.
I always like
By
to
the way,
ask.
she's wearing outrageous shoes right now. What are those things called?
Balenciagas.
Yep.
Oh, that's the brand I hear all about.
We're
Boy,
not even allowed.
I sound like my dad there, and I wish I hadn't said
Yes, you did.
I really
Yes,
wish
you
I hadn't-
That's
sure
what all the
did.
kids are wearing.
Oh yeah, that's what the youths are wearing. I've heard a lot about those.
And he probably said, "Oh, the Balenciagas." What are those? The Balenciagas.
I see that on shirts.
I mean, those
of
are
famous
$1,000 sneakers. Those are awesome. I mean, you got to
They're
get
in
those.
the
On,
shoes.
you got to get
I'm
those on.
into
You got to get those on
shoes,
Kicks
yeah.
in the Office. We have a Kicks in the Office
Instagram account.
Instagram account. We got to take a picture of your
Okay.
shoes.
Yeah, we will.
I'm
We'll
We
get
got a
honored.
stunt on that Instagram.
big time.
Sorry, I
So-
just had to bring it up. I mean, we're talking shit.
I'm glad you checked. I
And
wouldn't
Jake
even-
across the room, Jake was like, "She's got on Balenciagas." I was like, "Oh my god." Yeah.
I don't even know how to say that. I'm
Neither
not
do
gonna
I.
try. I can't get over Trent's dad reaction.
Wow, I've heard of those.
Find them on the
Oh,
Twitter there.
Gee golly, those things sure do look swell on your feet.
I don't know if that was a dad thing or an Iowa thing to say.
It's a combination.
I'm from
Combination,
Iowa,
yeah.
so it's probably a combination of both.
When you've heard, when you
That
think
doesn't
about,
really mean much
when-
to me. I'm not very good at geography.
Okay,
when it
that's-
comes
that's
to
nice. She has
America.
no
Iowa is like
stereotypes.
the center of the universe, and it's the
Right.
most important state in the United States of America.
Got it.
So
It's
there's
where
a-
everything happens, and it's where all the cool people come from, and we're better than everybody.
On the-
Clearly.
On the PGA Tour, they
That's
do the closest tournament that they do to just Iowa is the John Deere Classic, and not one player in the top 500 in the world goes and plays in the tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the center of the universe, like I said. The best people come from there, and that's kind of all you need to know. Those are the spark notes on the state of Iowa.
Best part of the week, they got
Good
this
to
giant
know.
John Deere tractor that hit the tee shot on Tuesday.
yeah.
People go
It's a
crazy
clown
for
show.
it. It's a total
That sounds
clown.
pretty awesome, right?
So you get the win this year.
Yes.
I always like to ask, going into that week or during practice rounds of that week or anything, did anything stand out as this could be my week?
Well, I played really well 2 weeks before in San Fran and had my best finish and finished second, and kind of didn't really have my best game and finished second. So I thought to myself, okay, well, if I'm not playing that great and I can still have a finish like that, then when I do have my game, I'm like, maybe we
These
have a
bitches are
shot
screwed.
here, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to Kingsmill and had a really good start to the week, had a good first round, was leading from the first round, and just thought to myself, okay, well, if you keep leading, every day, and you can get somewhere with it. So just focused on playing good golf and really tried to keep pushing like throughout the whole week. Made a lot of birdies and kind of not many errors, and
It's a good
ultimately
combo.
came out the other side of it. And it, even talking about it now, kind of feels like it went by so fast the whole week, and it kind of feels surreal and like it didn't really happen.
What about any crazy nerve levels on Sunday, or were you pretty cool?
I felt actually pretty calm. I did take a seat on the 18th because we were waiting for the group ahead on the front of the tee box, and I think people thought that I was like nervous and I was just like
She can't
taking
handle
a
it?
seat, but I was just like tired.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, you're like, I'm gonna wait. When I wait, I
was
would rather
like,
sit
well,
down than
yeah,
stand up.
honestly, it'd been a long week, so I just literally took a seat, and then pawed the 18th, and the rest is history.
You got the job done.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned waiting. What do you have any hot takes on slow play? Slow play's been.
I hate slow play. I think I'm probably one of the quickest players on tour.
So what do you do if you're behind or paired with a slow player?
I walk like 50 yards ahead of them.
To try to send a message?
I don't know. I hate waiting. It's painful.
It sucks. Slow play sucks.
I really wish that there was like more that could be done, but ultimately there's like already rules in place to where you get fined or you get a penalty if you're slow, and they're not really like being enforced. So I don't see what else you could do.
It's tricky. We had
Yeah.
Bryson on the show right after he became the lightning rod, and everybody was calling him the slowest player in the world. And we did try to talk about it for like a half hour, and in the day, like, it's a very difficult thing to deal with.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is that people argue, okay, we're playing for a lot of money, like I want to make sure I got it right. But I've always like thought of golf as, more of a like authentic sport, as to where like you see a shot and you just go up and you hit it. Like
Right.
there seems to be a lot more that people are trying to take into account, but I don't necessarily think that it makes you hit a better shot. I think that sometimes knowing all that information could actually hinder you.
Well, I mean, you're one. You're a really fast player. Look at Brooks Koepka's the number one player in the world. He plays lightning fast. So it's like, well, clearly taking longer isn't the recipe to play better golf.
No.
It's not like essential to play better golf.
No.
So
I
it is
don't
annoying.
think so.
It's quite frustrating. So
It's really annoying. I think I played one time. It was in Toledo, and I had the worst third round ever. And there was an odd number of people that made the cut, so I was definitely like in last going into Sunday.
okay,
And
but you did make the cut.
I
Nice.
played on my own, and I think I played in like 2 hours. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I actually shot my best round all week, and I was like, see, we can all play
We can do
fast.
this.
Yeah.
Did it
can all
become
do
a
it.
challenge? Like, I'm going
But
to play
no
as
one
fast
clearly
as
paid attention because we're still having this conversation.
Right. It's never ending.
So
Well, I think too. Who was it? Like Justin Rose. That was like. I think that was who said it. Where he's like, at the end of the day, if they're gonna nitpick all the time, like, what are they gonna cut off? Like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Like, there has to be either one drastic change, or like you said, like there was really not much more they can do because they already have the things.
I just
place.
don't see how it takes longer than 5 hours to play around, and
It's-
like for our last 2 majors, it was taking 6 hours to play.
6 hours is outrageous.
I mean,
For professional
I have
golf.
better things to be doing, you know,
Right.
like than just playing golf. Like,
6 is preposterous.
Yeah.
there's other things that we can do in the day. We don't have to just be on the golf course, but
Right.
it's not looking likely that anything's going to change.
No, it
there,
sure
so.
isn't. Solheim Cup. You're playing your first Solheim Cup.
Yes.
You just got a big old smile on your
I
face.
am very excited.
How jacked up are you for that?
Oh yeah, I'm so pumped. I love match play, and especially like being part of a team, and obviously it's like the biggest, like kind of scale, like team event there is in golf for women. So I'm very excited.
Are you nervous?
No, Just
Do you-
excited.
Do you think you'll be nervous? on
Probably
the
a little
tee?
bit, but I think you have to be if you care about, what you're doing. Nerves are good. You just have to use it to your advantage. I think there's going to be some serious fist pumps going on. I'm excited.
Are you nervous
for that.
about doing like an awkward celebration
No.
during the match play?
No, I don't think so. I hadn't really thought about it. Now I might be.
You
Because
got
that
nervous.
that stuff goes viral, right? Like you go for like a high five, you miss, or someone goes for a fist bump, or you do something and.
Well, I'd blame my caddy if that happened anyway.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Doesn't change the
Can
picture
we
of
just
the video,
clarify
but
that now?
that's good for you. Yeah.
That was smart, Frankie. Is now she has some viral weird moment that they're gonna go back to that clip. Like, that was
Yeah.
Frankie. Frankie got in her head.
This is huge. That was huge.
He's excited. Good work, Frankie.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Is
you
there
warm at all? You good?
I'm warming up. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm feeling good.
like a group text that's buzzing with the girls?
There is actually. There is some good content in there. Let me tell you.
Do you guys like making fun of the other team? You have to be.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't divulge.
Just
You get-
roasting the other
Shit
girls.
talking is like what drives like the motivation. I feel like, right?
Absolutely.
That's like you're playing against someone.
Yeah.
You want to beat them. You're
I
not
mean-
gonna, but you're gonna.
Historically, Americans can be quite obnoxious. I'm just gonna say that. Okay.
That's
I don't
true.
think we're gonna
Hate
deny
me.
that.
I will not
And
argue that.
So that kind of can drive, some of the, conversations
Yeah.
in the group message. For
So that's
sure.
what you guys are chirping about? How obnoxious?
No,
Americans
I'm
are?
just saying.
Yes.
No, not at all. I said I.
That's what I
think
would be
that.
doing. No, I'm
But-
American, and I know that we're significantly more obnoxious than the UK.
And
or
then in
Europe.
the American group chat, they're like, "Oh, they're so polite with their accents and
I
their
highly
tea,
doubt that.
in their tea.
and their tea and their shoes." I'm just trying. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what they could say because like you're like I don't know. It feels like you have no. You can't be like trash talked. Like you're just so laid
I'm
back.
pretty sure we probably could.
I'm saying you personally.
Oh,
Like you
I
take
mean,
everything
yeah.
so easy.
I-
Like if someone says something, you
if
just be
someone
like,
says something,
"Fuck off."
yeah, I'd be like, okay,
yeah. I like it.
thanks.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
That
Yeah.
was easy.
Yeah, like she said, she's sitting on the 18th tee box. Everyone's like, "Oh, she must be nervous." Like trash. Like no, I'm just like tired, and I'm just gonna win it in 10 minutes anyway.
Yeah,
pretty sick.
exactly.
I like it.
What are you expecting? Are you expecting a lot of love from the crowd, from the home crowd?
Yes, I love playing in front of an audience, so I'm very excited.
Are you one of
to
those
do
people
that.
you get better in front of an
Yes,
audience?
I think so. I think I'm just a show off, so
That's
So
why I
now
don't.
you-
That's why I
Yeah.
don't have nerves.
maybe. Yeah.
I think that must be what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I do have a little bit, but
Yeah,
I use it like to.
you channel it.
Yes, I do. I channel it, and I think that honestly it helps me because it almost focuses me a little bit more.
Yeah,
As opposed to sometimes, like when, let's say, like the scale isn't as big and the tournament isn't as big,
yeah.
I can almost like not focus enough. So, like when it's that sort of situation, I feel like it actually helps me.
Wow. I mean, that's a great skill to have.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
It's a little.
I mean,
Brooks
that's
in
what
her.
you guys do, no? Like when you are about to like do your podcast, you get a little nervous and
Yeah, I'd say
Right.
more for radio because radio's live,
oh yeah,
so you don't.
that's
you know,
scary.
Yeah, you got to fill like 2 hours live, and like usually we don't have any idea what we're gonna talk about. Whereas coming into this, like if we just fucked up, which this never really happens, but if we totally fucked up, we could just like cut it
Oh yeah.
and do it again.
Well,
Again, we don't really do that, but we could.
yeah, we can't do that on the
No,
golf
you can't.
course.
No,
Like
just like, can we go back? I'd like to do that shot
Cut
over
it.
again.
Now we're gonna run it again.
I don't want to do that. I didn't like that one.
if we could, then there'd be plenty of people out there that would be
Yeah.
going for those mulligans.
Yeah.
I think.
Or they'd be like, no problem, that's just a 2-stroke penalty. But yeah, go for it. You just do it over again.
Blade one over the green, just drop another ball, and just act like no one saw you. Well, what are
That's
you guys
funny that
talking
that's
about?
what you went with, Frankie.
That's just what I do. I can't. I'm the worst short game player in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Currently.
mean, you're left-handed too, right?
Yes.
Heard that you like think you can beat like what is it, Justin Thomas? Like,
Lefty.
mm,
What do you think about that?
If he's playing lefty as well, Justin Thomas.
right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen him play
Right.
left-handed, but just going off how good he is right-handed, I feel like he can.
You think that
probably-
translates?
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Well,
I
So
don't
here's
know.
the thing.
I
Here's the
don't
thing.
know.
I think if he breaks 90 opposite hand, I think it's one of the most incredible athletic feats I've ever seen. For a guy that he doesn't play left-handed, and he's not ambidextrous.
Bronte.
Well, I mean,
This
how
is
many?
Yeah, watch this
JT's
stream.
lefty action. She's watching it live
It
right now.
looks pretty on plane there.
Yeah.
You know, it'll work.
I'd say it's very good.
And when he gets around
I
the
haven't
greens,
seen your golf swing, but I'm guessing it doesn't look quite like that.
I have a pretty golf swing, but I can't. I have the worst short game in the world.
So it's the short game that's
It's
the
an-
issue.
I actually think I may have the most public worst short game on the internet.
You're definitely the most notorious,
Yes.
horrific, like
Short game player.
yips short game player in the world.
Yes.
That's not
Like
good.
no one else in the world is associated with worse short game play than I think
Correct.
I am. And it's not like that sounds like I'm bragging, but it's actually one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
So you
'Cause now
also
I
get
can't-
nervous when you talk to girls and you don't have a good short game.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not
You're
good.
really connecting the dots over here.
Wow.
So I guess every
Went
part
right
of
for
my
his
game.
soul there. Just took it and put it in your pocket.
Yeah, really
You
did.
just own Frankie
Now I'm
Borelli
just an
now.
idiot sitting in a jacket, just like
With no soul.
with no soul. I am a soulless jacket wearing freak.
Here's Frankie's swing, by the way, if you want to watch it.
Oh, yeah,
is this-
I do.
what-
I definitely want
what?
to see
No,
this.
Frankie has a
I
nice
just clicked away
swing.
from it. Yeah,
He
no, it's very
just
pretty.
Can't.
Why don't
Get
why
the
don't we
ball
show her why
in the hole.
Why show her that one?
I
You know what?
actually
He's
want to
gonna
see
pull
the
up the
short game.
Aldera one.
Let's see the short
Not
game.
the
Yeah, this
Aldera
is
one.
this is
Here's
just
a little slow mo, so you can break down my plane. There you go. Watch that shit. There we go.
Are you
Okay,
watching
I
Frankie?
mean, it's
Borelli?
not bad.
Is that your one from Cherry Valley?
Yeah.
I mean, that's as good as it
Where
gets.
did the
No, not
ball
Cherry
go,
Valley.
though?
Went right down the middle.
Oh, okay.
Well, left side, but fairway.
Left
Yeah.
rough. I had to read to you. No. It's just so he's gotten lessons from Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
He's gotten lessons from Kevin Kisner. He's gotten lessons from many other people, and I think it just gets worse. It's a mental. It's got to be.
Bryson
super.
taught me about hitting and focusing on the front of the ball, and like he drew a line. This was at the PGA Championship.
I'm
at
sure he did a
Bethpage.
lot.
He did a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Did he like break down like
Broke
the
down the whole-
molecular
He-
components of the golf swing?
Essentially, yes.
He used a lot of big words. He used like pendulum and all this stuff, and it was and he drew a line in the
That's
ground.
our big word.
Big
okay?
word.
I
That's
knew that
our
was
big
gonna
word.
go.
Wow.
I knew I was gonna.
Oh man. Anybody have a dictionary? Let's look that one up.
Should have just made one up.
I want to take that one
Pinch.
back. Well, this is a podcast, so we could just
He used
cut
these
it,
crazy
right?
words like this
That one's
huge
staying.
word.
You can
the.
have your
You
redo
guys
there.
familiar
That's
with that
your
one?
redo.
That one's staying.
But here's the thing. He taught me how to like hit in front of the ball, and I was super nervous. It was at Bethpage. That's like my home golf course at a major on the Wednesday before, the PGA Championship. So I was super nervous. And the things he was telling me, like, I don't know, I just didn't know. Like, I couldn't like compute what he was saying. Like, it was like such a big such a big stage. So what he told me essentially just went in one ear and out the other. I don't even remember it happening. What Kevin Kisner told me was all about tempo, and I actually think that that's helped me the most. He like hooked me up to a metronome.
Oh, really?
And he's like, on the first beep should be your take back.
Mhm.
The second beep should be the contact.
Mhm.
Because it honestly looks like if you watch me play around a golf, you think that someone hit my swing and fast forward.
It's like
Correct.
a acceleration into
The whole
yeah.
backswing's like a millisecond.
Oh,
It's
okay.
crazy.
Yeah,
So
that's
tempo.
Tempo's huge.
And
I'd agree with that.
I never really like put a mental like thought into that.
Long story short, Frankie sucks at
I
chipping.
do
Jeez.
suck.
Well,
just said.
talking of Kevin, he's like taking you on with a 5-iron, right?
Yes. So Kiz, I was going to ask you about that. Kiz is playing me with just a 5-iron. I have my whole bag. I'm a 6 handicap. I think I'm like a 6.4 handicap right now. So he thinks he'll probably shoot low 80s. He thinks that.
Yeah, he'll definitely beat you.
You think so?
Yeah.
That seems to be the general consensus.
Everyone
100
except Riggs thinks
I think
that.
Right.
it's
Yeah.
pretty clear.
100%.
I think Riggs
he will
might think
beat
that.
you. Yeah.
100%?
Yes.
You're leaving me. I don't get a part of a percent of a
No.
chance.
Well, unless like
What
he
if an-
doesn't turn up.
That's my only fucking chance.
Right.
That's great.
What?
He's like a PGA Tour, like very successful, like
Top
golfer.
30 in the
okay?
world.
Right.
Very good golfer.
Like
No,
he
he's
could
very
play
good at golf.
with his
I get
putter
that.
and probably beat most people. Like, I mean, he's an athlete.
He
Like,
told me he
he's-
thinks I should quit golf if I lose.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna
What
do
are you
it.
What are you gonna do then? Because that's all you guys do, play golf. No.
Correct. That's like
So
that's literally my.
that's
What's the
worrying.
thing we're doing
That's
here?
our
So
thing.
maybe you shouldn't play him.
No, I'm not gonna quit golf if I lose. But I just don't get how he's gonna make that many pars. I mean,
Well, he probably hits his 5-iron further than your driver. No.
there will be multiple instances where he will outdrive me.
Yeah.
I think. Like I'll
So-
fan one like a loser.
What he
And
said on
he'll,
the
like,
last
rip
podcast was laugh out loud funny, where he's like, if I'm 140 yards out, I'll just knock the ball backwards 45 yards, 50 yards, and just drill one right next to the pin.
From my perfect.
From my perfect 5-iron.
I love that.
He's like, I'll just hit it to my dialed-in zone, and
he still says he's gonna.
And he'll make a 4. He'll make a 4.
Meanwhile, I'll be flapping around I'll slap a drive in the right rough, probably like blade a wedge over the green, chip it to 15 feet, miss it, tap in for bogey, and I'll lose.
Now, I don't know the course layout, but like the only time he'll come up to a real problem is if there's like a 125-yard par 3 over water. I don't know what he's gonna do there. I mean, I know he'll still.
I mean,
back foot, like hard
still figure
draw,
it out.
Yeah.
like.
But it'll be fun to watch.
I mean, he stood
When
right.
is this happening?
Probably about a month.
I'm
I think
excited.
we've got around a month. I know. It's gonna be, if it's a good match, I'm fine. If he kills me with just a 5-iron, it's gonna be a real step backwards in my progression.
If he has like the day of his life and shoots like a 79 with a 5-iron, and you just have a bad day and shoot like a 91,
I shoot like 90.
it's over.
Right, and I just get killed.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
Well, that's the thing that happens to me with the JT stuff. Like if I play JT, I'm supposed to win, right? Like I'm a lefty golfer. He's playing opposite hand. And the pressure that comes onto me now is like everyone's just going to be watching me play a round of golf on my strong hand, regardless of what JT does. Let's say JT just hits the ball sideways or whatever. Like, oh, he's just not a lefty golfer. But if let's say I shoot a 95 and he shoots a 101, I still look horrible. Like, you just shot a 95. Like, you suck.
It's true.
Like, I just have to play well. All the pressure is on me to just play well.
That's how I feel about the Kiz match.
Regardless of if I
This
win or
sounds like
lose.
a therapy session.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We are. I think there's many people think that Fore Play Podcast is going to take a couple big losses in the next couple months. So that's really what it's coming down to. Let's rip through some of these miscellaneous questions. How far does your stock 7-iron go?
152.
It's about the same as mine. What part of your game are you most confident in?
Probably iron play.
Okay. What
I
about
love my irons. Like,
You have a
I'm
favorite iron?
big, like probably my 7-iron. Not gonna lie.
little tin cup?
Yeah, I like the little hold up like 7-iron shot. I'm a big fan of a fade.
Do you try to talk your caddy into that shot?
Oh, he loves that shot. Like when I say that, I think it makes him happy inside. When I tell him let's say he gives me like 150, I'll be like, how about the hold up 7-iron? He's like, I love it.
He's like, hell yeah.
He's pumped up for it. Yeah.
He's like, hell yeah. What do I have to say? What yardage do I have to give you to just hit that shot? That's
Yeah,
basically what
exactly.
he's out there doing. Who's your best friend out on tour?
Allison Lee.
That's right. Call her daddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Degrade me shirts.
Yep.
Sweatshirts.
Yeah, that's our token of friendship right there.
For sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
It's amazing.
What's the most surprising thing that you've learned about life on tour?
What a question.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. I haven't thought this hard since college.
What's the most important thing you've learned about life?
Surprising thing.
Oh, okay. I thought you said important.
I could say I didn't know that fucking dining was going to be this good or something.
No, okay,
Bronte, what happens
okay,
after we
okay,
die?
Okay. No, I thought she's like, well,
I said
you gotta
surprising.
you have to have family because it's not that long on this earth. 'cause,
I would
the
say-
sun's
I didn't
gonna
ask why are
explode.
we here.
The sun's gonna explode and nothing's gonna happen anyway. So let's just have
I would
fun.
say the amount of time spent traveling, away from home. I was surprised how much time you're on the go, and then off season hits, and you think life's great, and you have a couple weeks off, and then you're back again, and then you do it all again, and you wait till off season, and then it comes and goes, and then so it just feels like you're constantly on the go.
Okay. What's your prediction for the Solheim Cup?
That Europe's gonna win.
Sounded pretty confident.
Yeah, we have a great team, and I'm very confident in their abilities, and I think that the Americans have a good team as well, but I think we're better. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Has a fan from the gallery ever gotten under your skin?
Yes, in Kingsmill. Yeah, it was really I remember it vividly. It was the 7th hole, and it's a reachable par 5, and my shot was in the semi-rough, and I was waiting for the green to clear, and I set up to over the ball to hit it. I'm over the ball, and the guy in the crowd goes, "Hit it on the green." I'm like, what? I was over the ball, so I stepped back, and I was like kind of like thrown off. I didn't really know what to do. So I just kind of like looked at him. I didn't really know what to say, and it was kind of an awkward encounter. And anyway, I went on to hit it on.
Did you hit on the
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's a win.
Did
But
you
like
give-
I really was, even after the shot, I was walking down the fairway saying to my caddy, I'm like, I can't believe he just said that. Like he just, I was over the ball. I literally didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never had that before.
Yeah. No,
Obviously, the
that's
guys on
rattling.
the PGA Tour, they have to deal with stuff like that all the time. But, you know, we have like 5 fans watching on the LPGA at the best of times. So.
Did you give like a look back or anything to him?
Or like, I did it.
Like, no, hey man, remember when you said
No,
hit on the green?
I
Like,
was just
I hit it on the
so
fucking green.
I didn't do it for you, but I did it. You
I
know?
was just so shocked.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what to do. I just was talking to my caddy, like ranting, going down the fairway, like, I can't believe you did that. Like, what an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, obviously maybe it helped.
Yeah, maybe.
Sounds like it dialed you right
Maybe
in.
I should thank him.
You don't want to encourage that
Let's
behavior.
not go crazy
No?
here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Anybody from the gallery ever made you laugh?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe at the Solheim Cup.
Maybe, yeah. Actually, I was in, I don't know whether I should tell the story actually now that it's come to my head. We were in
Here we go.
Singapore.
We're here.
And
we go.
playing with Michelle. And for some reason, we got into the topic of talking about strip clubs in Vegas. And we
Obviously.
couldn't remember the name. And a guy was listening to our conversation. He was like, Spearmint Rhino. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
Just so you guys know, you're talking about Spearmint Rhino. Just want to give you guys a hand.
Great
that-
buffet.
that
Chicken
actually-
fingers are fantastic.
That actually did make me laugh a lot.
That's very funny.
Yeah, so...
And you were on the course when that was
Yeah,
happening?
we were just on the tee box.
That's
just
amazing.
talking.
Imagine
I
that
don't
guy-
even
It's
know
like Spearmint Rhino.
Yeah.
Imagine that guy just had it on the edge of his tongue. We're like, he's like, oh, I know that one. Hey,
That guy's been waiting to talk about Spearmint Rhino forever.
Had the best night of my life. That is very funny.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
good. We always have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I love playing with Michelle. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great. All right. Well, hey, good luck in the Solheim Cup. Good luck going forward. We very much appreciate you taking
Thank
the time.
you. Thank you for having me.
We'll be rooting for you. We've got now with Matthew Fitzpatrick and you guys are like you're our Euro players.
let's
You think
go.
I could beat him up?
Who?
Matthew Fitzpatrick.
Probably not in that jacket.
Oh,
Right to the
it's a
heart.
setback.
Your soul is now out
Do
of
you
the
punch
building.
with your left or your right?
All right.
See, then, again, there's an issue there. Because you play left-handed.
Yeah, no, I know. That is
So-
an issue. And I think that's why I putt bad, by the way. Someone told me a little tip.
You're going to start putting right-handed? That'd be amazing.
Brock Nelson does it. He's a lefty, putts righty.
No, people do it. It's not
But
that.
I thought the chipping was the problem.
Everything's a problem.
Okay.
The short, anything.
If I go out next time and you just chip and putt right-handed, that'll be...
Dude, I don't know if there's any scientific facts. Maybe Bryson's the person to ask. But like, isn't like your dominant like eye supposed to be in the back of the putting? You can read it better. I don't know. Someone was telling
I
me.
don't
this on the
worry
golf.
about
You
stuff.
don't worry about that.
Just
shit.
roll the rock,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Just stand up to it and hit it.
All right.
That's why we have slow play.
Just
but
don't get
I know.
nervous when just don't get
Trying to
nervous
figure out
about
the
messing
dominant
up.
eye. That's why it's taking
Yeah,
6 hours to play around golf.
Exactly.
You just worry about not embarrassing yourself with the fist bump.
I got it.
Okay. 'Cause
I'm
we're gonna be
I'm
watching.
Great.
you know?
I'm fully confident at my
Okay.
ability.
You hit a long putt, we're gonna be watching.
We're going to be hawking that footage.
Good.
Yeah.
Hawking it.
I can
Yep.
take it.
Okay.
I can take it.
All right.
All right.
Wow,
Well,
she got
thanks for
nice.
coming in.
Good test
This is
there.
great.
We got
Bronte
it.
Law, 24th ranked player in the world. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.